Hi, I'm Jigisha,
Hi, I'm Tanvi, and
and
we're
we're
Come
Come
Within.
Within. So, today's episode is going to be a girl talk episode. We're so excited. As you can see, our setting's a little different. We're on a bed. It's very comfy and a very chill episode. And by no means is this only for girls. Guys can also listen and tune in because we're just going to be sharing some tips. It's going to be a fun episode. So, yeah.
So, our first topic is going to be about red flags and green flags in friendships. One of them would be green flags would be you can be yourself around your friends without feeling judged.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, like, I don't think you want to feel judged when you're friends with someone. I feel like you want to be yourself. And it gets really tough when you're with other people and
You can't be
you can't
yourself.
you can't be yourself. What's the point of being friends with people? I think in that way I feel like that's very important for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think a biggest green flag is definitely somebody who doesn't judge you for what you like because we're all different.
Hmm.
We all have different interests. Me and Tanvi are so different from each other, but we still get along so well because I truly just love being around her. And I
Yeah,
think that's what friendship's about.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of times I see a lot of friend groups, and for some reason, they all like the same things. They all kind of like have the same sort of personality, but that's not
Yeah,
always going to be how friendships are.
yeah,
I think it's important to have some diversity in your friendships, you know,
yeah.
have experiences with different types of
It's
people.
okay to be different because all that matters is that they accept who you are. Same like with your parents accept the way you are.
Yeah.
Everyone accepts the way you are because they love you. So I feel like in friendships that's a big deal because you go to school every day and you meet them every day, and I feel like it's so important um for you to be comfortable around the people you like. So I feel like you also have to like respect their boundaries in some way.
Mhm.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
You have to respect people, like people's spaces.
Yeah.
No, I've seen like um Jigisha get uncomfortable sometimes,
Yeah.
and even I can get uncomfortable sometimes, but we respect our our boundaries, and um we know what we want,
Yeah.
like we know what we have.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think one of the biggest things is being around someone who is positive. And I do know that some days we have some negative times. Tanvi has seen my bad days. I've seen her bad days. That's okay. But I think that in such a, changing environment, like especially your high school days, it's important to stay positive as much as you can.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would just suck to be around with someone who's constantly kind of like negative, and no matter what you go through, they're like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear something positive for
Mhm.
once.
I usually I try my best to think about positive stuff,
Yeah.
but I can be really negative sometimes.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just that like I don't like people who say stuff too much like into like too negative that like it influences other people,
Yeah.
like their mood. If some, for example, like Jigisha's happy and I'm here like sulking and like hating everything, like she'll be like, okay, maybe I'm like this,
And
like
maybe I should be a little more
yeah, I
sad
know, I know.
to match
Yeah,
her.
I don't like people who try to influence other people to be the same mood as they are.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot, especially when you're like
In a group setting.
with the person
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And even it's still a problem. But
Mhm.
it's not like we're like, oh, she's feeling happy and I'm feeling like this. It's not good. No, it's just that like I feel like once you're with the right person, if you're in a bad mood, you will get in a good mood.
Yeah.
You know. And if you're not, well, it's time to let go.
Yeah. I think another green flag would probably be someone who is, just always there for you no
Yeah,
matter what.
yeah, yeah.
But
What like um there's been a lot of times where like you might do something wrong or
mhm.
bad, but like a friend is not supposed to ditch you just
Yeah.
because you did
Yeah.
something bad. I mean, they're supposed to actually support you or help you in that point. Be like, hey, you're wrong, but maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do that. You gotta help your friend
Yeah, we
if you
got
want to do something.
yeah.
Like because you want to see your friend in a good spot.
Yeah.
You want to see your friend like not people talking crap about other people.
Yeah.
Like you. That's why like I like our friendship.
Yeah,
It's because
same.
like we like helping each other instead
Yeah.
of being like, hey, like you did this wrong. I'm not helping you. Bye.
Yeah. Like we don't take it personally because we all have our bad days, and like I know Tommy, like there was a point where I was kind of being a little obnoxious, I would say, but I'm just so grateful because Tony was still there for me and she was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I understand what you're going through, but you could always talk to me," and it made me feel really heard.
Yeah. Another thing is a red flag. This is a very like this is a bad like it's bad. It's about like friendships where it's only about gossip and drama.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I've had friendships in middle school that people like they always used to talk about drama or what happened to them or their relationships or like friendships. I mean, like drama or like gossip in general. And yes, you can yeah, gossiping is kind of fun, but it got to the point where our friendship was based on drama and gossip. It was not like, oh, we never talked about ourselves, we never shared our feelings. So it was not like we were not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
We're not getting closer. It was just always about gossip. So I feel like gossip is like everyone's gonna gossip. We still gossip too. But it's like you have to talk about it. You can avoid it. You don't
Yeah.
always have to talk about it. Because I feel like friendships is where you have to get closer. You have to talk about life.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
gossip.
especially in high school. That's when I met Jigisha.
Mhm.
And then I actually started to experience like the good friendship where we cared about each other and also talked about each other. Sharing our own interests, not just talking about other people or drama or something that's happening in life. Because that can get really toxic and it did get toxic. So yeah.
Yeah, I do have my fair share of experiences with being friends who might just constantly always talk about gossip or drama, and that's totally fine. Everyone our age is always constantly doing that. I don't want to sit here and say I've never said anything bad about someone. Definitely have.
Yeah.
But I will say nowadays it's getting kind of tiring.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. I just want to talk about life,
Yeah.
accomplish goals together.
Yeah, talk about the good stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, why talk bad about people? Yes, if you want to talk bad about people, talk about it with like one or two people.
Hmm.
Cause we've had this thing where like yes, okay, a lot of stuff happened to us
Yeah.
like in like my sister, me, and like like Jigisha, and it
Is
got
this?
to the point where when something happened,
Yeah.
we tried to like tell other people about how we were feeling, and all of those people took it the wrong way, and it a small thing went into a big thing. So
Yeah.
that's why like gossip can turn into a big mess.
Yeah. And it's important. It's fine if you have an opinion about someone. You shouldn't be forced into liking everybody and just being like positive. It's okay. I have a
Yeah.
fair share of people who I personally am not that
Hmm.
comfortable being around. But I will say when this did happen, we kind of it's not that we dragged it on. We kind of told other people how we felt and they used that against us.
Yeah.
And that's how it always happens. I feel like a lot of us have always had these like drama and it just ended up horribly. Like when
Yeah.
I look back to it, I just cringe because like genuinely, I hated that time.
I hated that time, but it's like we grew from it.
We did, and
We got so much better. Yes, we were immature a little, but that's like we were still kids. We're still kids.
yeah,
So I'm just glad
that
that
we
it's left it
it's
behind
over.
and it's over.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember, like, before this year started, like, I came up with, like, the twins, and I was like, "Hey, so we're not going through that ever again. We're gonna be more mature and more happy this year and not involve ourselves with other people." And guess what? This year
Yeah.
has been so much better for us.
It's like peaceful in a way.
Yeah, it's so peaceful.
Yeah. Like I became quieter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I have more like I guess real friends
Mhm.
now. Not like those people who I always have to talk about gossip.
Yeah.
It feels better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another red flag would be feeling drained after interacting with a person. Like interacting like with your friend. There was this point where I was really good friends with this person and I would hang out with them all the time, but this I think this was our last hangout. Um that time I came home feeling really drained. I always used to not believe. Oh, people always used to be like, hey, like, you might feel drained or unhappy after you hang out with a certain person, but I never felt that. And that was the first time I felt that. I was like,
Yeah. And it's totally fine. It's not in a way that I'm a bad person or
yeah,
they're a bad person. It's just you guys don't work out and that's totally
yeah,
fine. I've also experienced that. I think that when you're hanging out with a person, you should always come home happy and energetic. If you feel drained, constantly nagged, like some sort of negative energy, trust your gut because
Yeah.
You're the one who should make decisions for
Yeah.
yourself.
There's people who are going to be friends with you for a short amount of time, for your entire life, or for a few months. So I think when you feel drained or when you feel maybe not the same anymore with that person, maybe it's time to let go, and maybe it's time to trying to find new people, because you're not supposed. Life is not being friends with the same person.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to let go at some point in life, and that's I learned that a long time ago, but like
Yeah.
it helped me a lot.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
thing is that people come and go.
Yeah.
So if someone is just not treating you well enough, just know that in a couple years you're gonna find someone maybe
Yeah.
even better than that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So the next topic is going to be about FOMO, the fear of missing out, and the pressure to always do something.
yeah. And we wanted to talk about this because I feel like it's so relatable. Whenever you open Instagram and you see somebody going to brunch with their friends and you're like, oh my God, I want to be doing that so bad right
Mhm.
now. And you just feel like, I just really want to hang out with my friends, go out, take pictures. And I feel like I'm missing something by not being there, you know?
Yeah. The thing with FOMO is that you like you want to you forget about your life.
Yeah,
It's like when you're looking at other people's life, this is one thing I don't like social media about, but like everyone uses it this day. FOMO is like it's not even fear.
yeah,
Like it's not fear of missing out. It's just that like you're you're envying other
yeah,
people, them enjoying their life, posting it on social media. I post stuff on social media, but people can just take it the wrong way too. Um, and I feel like I forget about the gratitude in my life.
yeah,
I forget to be grateful in my life when everyone's life is different. You do different stuff, I do
yeah,
different stuff. So whenever there's people posting on social media, I feel that a lot. I still do.
yeah.
It's like
Sometimes,
yeah.
yeah, but the truth is, no matter what people post online, like them hanging out with their friends or going to an amazing resort, we don't know what's actually going on in their lives. I mean, for all we know, they could be having the worst time of their lives in that resort, but we don't know because it's on social media. And it really creates like a false little like image that their life is perfect and you're not. And your life is not perfect because you're not like in the
No one's
locations
life
they're
is
at.
perfect,
Yeah.
guys. And that's where JOMO comes in. The
Oh.
joy of missing out. um, I don't know. So like the joy of missing out is like you're happy where you are.
Yeah.
You don't like you don't get affected by what other people are doing in their lives. Sure, yeah, they're doing something fun, but it's like you feel happy that they're having fun, and you start to think it's your life, right? It's
Yeah.
your own story. So you just have to build it up.
Yeah.
If you don't like where you are, you gotta change something. You have to
Yeah.
like make it fun.
Yeah.
If you don't like, someone in Instagram is doing something fun, then go out, go with your friends, or do something. Or if or just study and get good
Good.
grades.
Yeah, and if you feel like you're on social media, you're scrolling every day and you're just stuck at home, you're seeing the constant people hanging out, I think it's time to take a break from social media and realize that there's so much more life worth living than doing what other people are doing. Build some character, go outside, talk to your family, and I promise you, you won't be thinking about what those girls are posting at that moment.
Spend time with your family.
Yeah,
Talk it out with your friends. We have so much stuff in life, and just thinking about these stuff can, like, one negative thought about someone's else life and you thinking about it, it's like it could ruin everything.
yeah.
So I feel like FOMO is such a big thing in life. Even when you talk about it, even when you know that's wrong, you can still feel it.
Yeah. And I
You
think
know?
a big thing about FOMO is even like in friendships or relationships. I
Mm.
feel like a lot of girls our age definitely want to get into a relationship, maybe with,
Yeah.
I don't know, a friend or maybe a different type of relationship. And I feel like we all go through that. We always see other people doing that stuff and we're like, I really want that, but
Yeah.
you don't need to if you don't have to,
Yeah,
you know?
even if you want it, maybe it's gonna come into the
Yeah.
next part of your life,
Mhm.
Like, just because someone's experiencing it now doesn't mean you want to experience it at all.
Yeah.
It's just your life is different. The stages in your life is different. You maybe right now for you is to focus on your goals,
Yeah.
your studies, and for some people it's for them to focus on their friendships, their more social life.
Mhm.
For many people it's about family.
Yeah.
Like you have different stages. For example, like maybe she's for example she's taking more time on her goals, spending
Yeah.
time on her goals, and I'm taking more, like I'm spending more time on myself,
Yeah.
like improving myself. It could be different. So that's when like FOMO kind of, it doesn't hit anymore
Yeah.
because you know that you're meant to be do something else,
Yeah.
right?
That really resonates with me because I realized that truly this time for me is just dedicated to my goals. And if I compare my life with somebody else, then I'm going to realize that my life is so much different. And that's okay. All of our lives are different. We should all have different priorities, and
Hmm.
you shouldn't change them based on what you see on social media.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, you should be studying instead of going out. Okay, so another thing about FOMO is not being invited to a hangout, which I feel like we've all been there. And honestly, I live by if you weren't invited, don't go. Because truly, a friendship should never be like that. It should never be like, oh, I'm going to pick her one day and the next day. No, it
Yeah.
should always be like, you're my best friend and you're going to hang
Yeah.
out with me and it's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if someone doesn't invite you, I would if I didn't get invited to a person that I really like, cared about, I would overthink first of all.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
I
think
would
about,
too.
oh, what's gonna happen next? Oh, how I'm gonna be treated. And but in reality, nobody gives a crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I should be like, hey, if they didn't invite me, that's their loss.
Yeah, it's true. It really hurts
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
when it's like your closest friends
yeah.
and they're not inviting you and you see them hanging out. You're just like, I kind of wanted to be there
Hmm.
too, but true, it hurts in the moment, but in the long run, I'm telling you, you'll find friends that are better than that.
Yeah, and if they didn't choose you, um, so what?
Yeah, there's
You
millions
have
of
yourself,
people.
girl.
Yeah,
Like having yourself is the best thing you can do.
yeah,
Like having yourself is the best thing you can have, and that's the best part. If they didn't invite you, or if some person, I don't, it's not only about FOMO in general. It's about anything. If if you don't get accepted the way you want you to get accepted, then you're just not supposed to be there.
yeah.
You
You're
know?
supposed to leave.
Yeah.
Never be in a friendship like that.
Yeah.
Definitely one piece of
Yeah.
advice.
Okay, so our third topic is about the productivity trap. Why we always feel like we're not doing enough. I feel like that comes in a place where there's so many people who are going to amazing universities,
Yeah,
um, so much academic competitions like extracurriculars, grades, GPA, getting ranked in your school. There's so many stuff, and I mean, no means like I feel that every day. I feel pressured every day, but it's like I'm like I want to, like everyone has a different approach in life. Not everyone's supposed to get ranked. Not everyone's supposed to um find every extracurricular and do it the next day. It's like for me, I feel pressured a lot every single day. It's like it's
yeah.
it's everyone in high school or middle school. And these days the competition that we're seeing, it's bad.
It's crazy how much
It's
competition
crazy.
there is in
But I
school.
feel like I didn't come on this earth just to be like everyone else.
Yeah,
I feel like I have a different purpose in life. So when I think about grades or school, yes, I'm smart. I just want to accept that I'm good,
yeah.
but also thrive. Not be like, oh, I'm good enough. I don't want to do anything. Like I want to like get
Keep
better at
achieving.
it, keep achieving the goals that I want to do. But let me tell you, the goals that you want to achieve always don't have to be the same as everyone else's.
Yeah,
This person might have a 5.6 like out of 6 GPA, but doesn't mean they have it all figured out.
yeah.
Everyone has their own talents, everyone has their own areas where they're good at. For example, I'm good at
Architecture?
creativity. Yeah,
Yeah, architecture.
I'm good at like getting stuff out there. I like encouraging people, I like helping people. For some people, they're really good at, for example, physics or
Yeah,
maths or
yeah.
chemistry. That's very good. It's like whatever you're good at, you can
Hone
take
in
that
that.
path.
Yeah. And I would like to add on to that because in my freshman year, I didn't have anything figured out. Like, I was just comparing myself constantly, and I didn't even know what my true skills were until this year. I understood I'm pretty similar to Tonvi. I would say I'm pretty creative. I love talking, and I love just expressing my feelings, encouraging people just like Tonvi. And this is just kind of like a personal thing. We have this club called DECA and we just do it a lot. And we really love DECA. It's like a business club. And last year, fortunately, our freshman year, we didn't advance in literally anything. I'm
Yeah.
telling you guys, we were
It was
so devastated.
because we put our entire like work
Yeah,
and
but
effort in it.
I will say one thing. we didn't really have anything figured out when we were doing it.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that we put in work and I don't regret the time we spent. But this year, guys, we actually advanced to the highest level. And I'm not trying to brag, but I'm
No.
just saying, literally, I'm telling you, if you believe that you can do something and you truly want it, you can. And I get chills anytime talking about this because I still can't believe I advanced.
Yeah.
And if you would have told my freshman year self that you made it into ICDC, I would have been like, girl, you are lying.
Yeah.
But I did. And that's when have to realize you have to stop comparing yourself because you truly don't know what you have inside yourself. Stop caring about what this guy has. Oh, well, he's ranked number. Okay, great. But you still can do what you put your
Yeah.
mind to.
Yeah. Everyone has a good spot in their life and a bad spot. For example, like when we didn't advance at all last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were jealous of every single person who advanced.
Yeah. We
But
were
it's
so
but we were
devastated.
in a way we were more inspired.
Yeah.
We were more like, hey, if they did it, we can do it too.
Yeah.
So also take that, like when you don't feel productive, when you don't feel like you're not even doing anything, take it in the opposite way. Be like, what have you done so far?
Yeah.
What have you like done that has made an impact on other people?
Hmm.
How can you like work harder on it? um Another thing is like when you don't feel like you're doing anything, you start feeling lazy,
Yeah.
and it comes to the point where you also feel guilty of even taking a break.
Yeah.
um it happens a lot. Like yesterday, no, okay, so I traveled for a bit this in spring break, and then I came back and I actually still felt tired, so I wanted to take a break, but I was like, you know what? I have so much work, I have this going on. So I actually worked on it. But like it's not that I always feel guilty of trying to take a break.
Yeah. And I think it's because anytime we take a break, we have that constant reminder in the back of your head, like, oh, this girl's like studying for this and
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But it's fine because even now, high school is only 4 years of your life.
Yeah.
And it's hard because right now we're in this little bubble with everybody competing, trying to get
Yeah.
that medal, trying to get that glass,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. And you're just like, oh my God, it's
Yeah.
just so
And it's like
overwhelming.
if you don't do this one thing, oh, your entire life is ruined. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Girl, chill. It
Yeah.
is not ruined.
Yeah.
Okay? High school is just 4 years of life. If you end up okay, for example, if you end up ruining all your 4 years of life, you still have your entire life.
You still have a chance.
You guys can make a change.
Yeah.
Okay? I regret doing not doing stuff, but I also I'm happy that I actually didn't do those stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad where I am right now, and I want to improve. And it's like when you feel guilty of taking a rest, it's because you keep on thinking in your head like, oh my gosh, everyone out there is already doing everything you want to do and they're ahead of you. Yes, it's true. Maybe you have to take a step and actually do something, but that doesn't mean you're not supposed to take a rest.
Yeah.
Like your body needs it.
Yeah, I think the huge problem is that we always compare our lives to other people. It should never be like that
Yeah.
because I've repeated this so many times, but all of our lives have a different path. And it's just so hard to really come to that conclusion because we always see everyone living different types of lifestyles that you just feel so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But just trust yourself,
Yeah.
have confidence in yourself, find something you enjoy,
Mhm.
pursue it, and I'm telling you, it will work out.
Mhm. One thing is take it slow.
Take it slow.
You have to take it slow. You have to trust in the timing where something is meant to happen or not meant to happen, because if someone's in the top, for example, if they're doing everything that you want to do, and you're like, oh god, I have to hurry, I have to do this, like, just chill.
Yeah.
You have to take a break. Just when you take a break, you start thinking about what you actually have to do.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
you start realizing I have to take these steps
Yeah.
instead of just being like I have to get there.
Yeah.
What do you have to do in order to get there?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so to end off this episode, we want to talk about one thing we wish somebody would have told us. And for me, it's probably that no one really cares about you as much as you think.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go to school and you see, I don't know, somebody making fun of what you're wearing or what you're doing, you're just like sitting in class, you're like, oh my God, that was so mean. They hate me so much. But in
Or even
reality,
staring at you.
yeah, sometimes they might like look at you like, oh,
Mhm.
and you're just like, oh, what did I do?
Mhm.
And you're just like, oh my God, they must hate me. But in reality, most of these people do this to everybody, and it's just because they don't have anything to do in life. Some people just love hating for no reason. Maybe some people just are bored and they were like, okay, well, I just want to say something miserable to her because I'm not having a great day. But I'm telling you, when they go home and they're just like sitting in their bed, the last thing they're thinking about is you because
Yeah.
they have a life too. Most people just say things out of context without any emotions because they don't care about you. They don't care enough to say something nice about you. They don't go home and think, oh, well, I'm going to say more bad things about her. No,
Mhm.
they just say something bad about you. They leave it there, and you're left sitting in your room crying about it. So just stop caring about what people
Mhm.
think about you. Because I know it's hard going into school, seeing somebody making that face at you, laughing at you, maybe, and you're just like, well, today literally sucks.
Yeah.
But it's okay because you have to think about the people who really love you in those types of moments, you know?
Yeah. It's not only about that, it's not only about like people staring at you.
Yeah.
It's about literally everything. Everyone has their own life.
Yeah.
Like ain't no way like people are going to think about what you did to like as much as we do,
Mhm.
they're not going to think about what they did to you.
Yeah, they're
They
not.
don't care as much as we care. We overthink a lot.
Yeah.
I overthink a lot.
I think as
Like
girls,
yes,
we
one
overthink a
thing
lot.
someone does, oh, you're going to think about it for the entire time.
Yeah.
It's like bad. So I feel like a way to avoid that is be like they have so much to do. Why would they think about
They
me?
have a lot going
Right?
on, just like you, you know?
Yeah.
They probably have to go home, do their homework. They're not thinking about you when they do their chemistry homework.
No?
Girl. So don't overthink it. Don't cry about them. They're the same age as you. They don't know what they're doing either. Don't let it get personal to you. Hang out with your friends and don't let those moments ruin something amazing.
Yeah. One thing I wish someone told me earlier is to just stop explaining yourself to other people. Like when people get you, they get you, and when people don't, they never will. And that's when I've had many times in my life where I want to explain myself to other people, but they had such fixated mindsets that they didn't even want to listen to what I wanted to say. And when you want to explain yourself to other people, it gets to the point where you start you start seeming like you don't get yourself either. Like um like your mindset or your judgment is not right, right? Because like if you want to explain yourself, that means other people don't get you, that means you also don't get yourself, and it's just all a mess. So I feel like when you chase something, it's just not meant for you, and when you want to just explain yourself over and over again, it's not worth it because you know who you are and other people don't need to know about who you are.
And I totally agree with that. And I think a major part that comes to play with that is also emotional control. I think controlling your emotions and accepting the fact that even without proving yourself to them and just, being yourself without their kind of like, you know,
Acceptance. Yeah.
acceptance about yourself, accepting that just makes you
Yeah.
more resilient to what other people say about you. And I remember um this time I was like in a setting where I was trying so hard to prove to these people that I'm not who they think, you know,
They
they
are.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no matter what I said, they did not believe me. They did not like anything I was saying, and nothing worked. And that's when I realized they're not worth my time.
Yeah. And that's where like emotional control is so important. It's like you have to control your emotions in some places and sometimes, right? You don't want to cry or like be like the most like aggressive person in front of people because it's not good.
Yeah.
It shows that you're not controlling yourself that good. So like controlling your emotions is so big. It's because like when you're at home, you can cry all you want, you can like punch yourself in the wall or like do whatever you want. But when you're somewhere, especially in school or like when you grow up, when you have like when you own businesses or like when you have a job, like you have to control your emotions. That's why like I really recommend this book. It's called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. It's a really good book. It talks about how to control everything in your life, your emotions, your um everything, and it talks about a lot of other topics, and I really recommend this book, and it's also really popular.
Oh, that sounds like a great book.
Yeah.
So we're going to be wrapping up our podcast now. We had a lot of fun filming this
Yay.
episode.
Yeah, and filming this episode was really fun. I truly learned a lot, even though I spoke and I knew everything. It's just that talking it over um, made me rethink everything about my life. And I hope that you guys learned something from this. And I hope this was just like a fun, chill, calming episode. And yeah,
Yeah, and most importantly, I hope that young girls kind of our age really take something from this video. I know it was kind of like a fun episode, but truly everything we're saying, we want you to take to heart. I know it can be really hard, especially in your teenage years. So definitely, take some advice from us.
yeah. And make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe on YouTube and tune in to listen to our episodes in Spotify too.
Yeah. And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much.
Yay!
We've really enjoyed your time today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay calm within.
I'm and Michi was. They were such a good friend.
Hey, that was good. I love that.
Make it like people get it.